Good morning. I am stoked right now because I got a pretty good night's sleep despite tearing a hole in my air mattress right before I went to bed last night. I was airing it up, but we got my sleeping pad out and I got it blown up and it was pretty comfortable. It was the first night I slept on it on the ground. I was a little bit worried about it before the elk trip. Now I'm not so worried about it. Anyway, we are heading back to a spot this morning that we hunted last night. We saw a ton of deer there yesterday morning. And we didn't have to get up quite so early because we got stand song. So we're flying out there right now. We're gonna get it set up in the tree pretty quickly here, and Anthony's gonna shoot a doe this morning. So I think we're gonna at least maybe get to see an arrow hit a deer this morning. So I'm pretty excited about that. I'm also really excited that Anthony and I got to share kind of our walk and our faith, just kind of what's been happening recently with us, and just encourage each other as brothers. And that's such an exciting thing to me. But I am ready to go. I'm ready to get in that tree and film this dude shoot a deer, and maybe a buck will come out and I'll get a shot at that too. So we'll see.
Had an encounter and missed a doe a little bit ago. We've seen a lot of deer in this area. Just hadn't seen the right one, and I kind of made my mind up this morning, second to last day, that I was going to shoot a doe if it walked by. So we've had good deer movement. I think last night we saw 30 deer out of this tree. So it's just phenomenal. It kind of split us. We're in a Russian olive, and they kind of split to the left and right, and it's kind of a crapshoot which way they go. Good thing is it's like 7:20, so there's still quite a bit of time left, and anything can really happen. I mean, last night we thought everything was dead because we didn't see a deer for like 15 minutes, and all of a sudden like 10 came out. So it just takes 1 minute of good deer activity and we could be back in it. But probably was a little impatient. That kind of happens after you hunt this hard for as long as we have in a relatively short period of time, trying to get a tag filled out of state. So What do you look like? Look good. Kind of quarter two, but it was like right in his chest. Yeah. Oh, I'm starting to shake a little. You would have thought that was like 130 inch.
Dude, I'm shaking.
Dude, I got some meat to take home.
He looked hit good.
Yeah.
Like with the way he reacted to it.
Like he mule kicked and he stopped like what just happened.
Yeah.
And then he kind of paused again and then took off. So
it's a buck, dude.
Yeah. He was right between both of those, so like I had to thread it.
I'm shaking so bad right now.
That was awesome, dude. It's crazy. Like, dude, when you film, and you know this obviously, but when you film and you have a second person, like that angle is so deceiving from like just a foot and a half difference.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's like you couldn't see that. You could. I mean, your angle wasn't as good as mine. It was like I was just sitting there.
Freaking velvet buck in Nebraska, dude. I'm shaking right now, like I just shot him.
I'm shaking. And it ain't because it's cold.
No. Like I'm shaking worse than I was 2 minutes ago.
Oh man. Mess out of that. Thing of honey to lather on this. Gotta get some calories in before I drag this baby buck out. And what's the difference between hemp and 5 first?
Baby!
Dude.
That's what I'm talking about. Good call, dude.
I just felt like even though he was angled that way, it just slightly flattened more and more.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, man, this deer can run up here and he can go in the middle of nowhere and we never find him. But if I was gonna run for cover, like this is the closest thing. Dude, I can't believe that, bro.
Dude, good job.
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Yep, came out of his stomach right here. Freaking velvet buck, man. Dude, he is stiff. He died like immediately. Awesome, dude.
No, bro.
Yeah, this one was a little bit more gray than that other buck. He's starting to lose the rest of his summer coat right there. You see it's just coming off pretty easy. Dang, dude. That's freaking neat feeling. I'm a big believer in thinking like deer run straight lines unless for some reason there's something that pushes them back around. But you know, when you have cover, a little tick on me, a couple little ticks. When you have cover right there and there's nothing else around, I mean, you got to check that and at least rule it out, you know, like I think it's easier sometimes to disqualify places where a buck or any deer may have died than just to not even check, you know. So, because grid searching that stuff would have been a nightmare. So, yeah, let's get him out of here.
So if you drag him by his back legs, is it going to mess up his velvet?
I don't want to pull on his velvet because I think yeah, he is. It's kind of surreal because after we shot this deer this morning, we searched and searched, and it's pretty tough out here because you got so much ag and CRP, and you know, we just thought if he went in the CRP, it'd be almost impossible to find him. But you know, we were fortunate that we found a little bit of blood, and he actually didn't even go 65 yards. This was a spot that when we came into it, we felt pretty confident in. Tyler had done quite a bit of map scouting using OnX and found a lot of really great trails, and we're kind of hunting down in a bottom, and there's some ag over here. But I think the key factors for us this morning is that right to the east, we've got a lake that we're sitting pretty much right on, and that's going to do a couple things for us. We noticed that one, it really kept the mosquitoes down off of us, which we can only assume that, you know, it kept the mosquitoes off the deer, and you know, they're just as affected by that as we are. Another thing that it did is, with the water level being so high, this place has had so much rain over the summer that you know, it kind of bottlenecked right there, and so we just felt like it was a really good place coming into ag. You know, we could tell by the trails coming from the CRP that, you know, they were really concentrated in one area, so we felt really strong about our shot chances if deer were to come out. And the third thing I think it does is, especially getting that east wind that we had, you know, I'm sure that kind of cooled the temps down just a hair right here on the shoreline, and able to kind of keep these deer a little cooler. And so all in all, you know, it was pretty incredible out here. The number of deer that we saw, I think last night it was well over 30, and this morning, you know, I had a botched opportunity at another deer, and but we felt confident because it was early, and you know, just the high density of deer in this area is pretty outstanding. So we just felt like our chances were pretty good if we were, you know, to stick it out. So you know, that's what we did. We hung in there, and you know, I really couldn't be more proud to you know, shoot any deer on public land. I think this place is pretty unique for a couple reasons, but it's just, when you put in the work and you can harvest an animal just by the scouting and the preparation that you put into it, and when it all happens, it's really incredible. So I'm really thankful. We kind of have some work cut out for us, but I think tomorrow we'll be heading out in the morning, so it was kind of perfect timing for everybody. So anyhow, just really blessed to be able to hunt these animals and do it on public land.
Don't hurt your back. Ooh, he's stinky. I feel like Anthony really showed good just determination and attention to detail on this whole thing. We had looked back at the footage and decided that this is our tree back here that we're hunting out of, and that this big group of whatever these kind of goldenrod looking things are, and then there's another big group of hemp right here. He went in between that and closer to this one. And so he's like, I'm just gonna give it one more look before we go. We were gonna go in town to get some lunch. And so he looked and he found a just tiny speck of blood here. I think that was a big key. That was the key to finding him. I mean, we found a few specks and it was super light, and I expected this deer to run 150 yards with the way it wasn't bleeding. But also knowing that the entry wound through where most of the blood was going to be pretty high, so he wasn't going to bleed a lot, but he bled pretty quick. And we found a general direction. He said, you know what, he might be under that other Russian olive over there. Let me go check real quick before we keep going on this thing. And he was. So the dedication, the perseverance was really good on Anthony's part. He did a lot of good things on this hunt, including that was a great shot, I thought, on that deer. So really cool. I'm excited. We got a big nasty public land buck down.
Okay, and was it on private land, public land?
It was on public land.
Well, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us. I decided against hunting this morning. Just haven't been had great mornings really, other than yesterday morning, and we blew that area out. Everything else we found is just such a mosquito fest and tons of effort and for little, I guess, reward. I'm beat. I need a shower. It's not quite like elk hunting, but you don't get a shower for 5 days, and you deal with the humidity that we kind of have, as you can see in the background. It's pretty nasty to be out here for 5 days and not get a shower. So I decided not to hunt this morning and just get home to my family before I go on this Gila elk hunt. And but we had a great time. It was good to see Anthony again. I haven't hunted with him in several years, other than the turkey hunt we did this spring. And man, it's just good to get back out in it and to be back in deer season. So ready to see what the rest of my tags hold for me and the adventures that come the rest of the season. So excited to go on this next hunt with KC and the Gila, and we're gonna shoot a big bull, that's for sure.